Welcome students. Today we will start new topic agriculture from geography. In this lesson we will be able to understand the different types of farming and discuss the various types of crops with their climatic conditions. Under types of farming we will discuss primitive subsistence farming, intensive subsistence farming and commercial farming. As we all know, India is a agriculturally important country and 2/3 of Indian population is engaged in agricultural activities, and during this pandemic situation we are able to get our food in time thanks to agriculture department who are working even in this pandemic time so that we are not suffering from food shortage. Agriculture is the primary activity which produces most of the food that we consume. Besides food grains, it also produces raw materials for various industries. So now whatever questions comes in this lesson, these questions are our discussion topics when the lesson is going on. So first discussion question, can you name some industries based on agricultural raw materials? So this is your question and I want this answer during the time of discussion. So along with agriculture, even tea, coffee, spices, these are being exported to other countries also. Now let's have a look at the types of farming. India is an age-old economic activity in our country. Over these years, cultivation methods have changed significantly. Like if you take when agriculture started in the beginning, they were used very primitive tools available with them like wooden sticks or the stones. Early phase of agriculture when it started. Now latest technology, latest equipment is being used like HYV seeds, tractors, combine harvesters. So as the time passes on, as the technological development goes on, so cultivation methods also changed significantly. Like they depend on the physical environment, they depend upon the technology and social cultural practices. The phase or the method of doing cultivation also has changed. Even farming also is different from subsistence farming to commercial farming. As the name shows, subsistence in the sense survival purpose. Okay, when something is done for our survival, we call it as subsistence. Then comes next commercial purely for the basis of cash. The crops are grown to sell in the market and to earn profit. So subsistence to commercial type. At present, different parts of India, the following types of farming is being practiced as I have seen before. So it is primitive subsistence, intensive subsistence and commercial farming. As the name shows, primitive in the sense age old, ancient time. Subsistence for the purpose of survival, farming which is done for the purpose of survival using the old methods, traditional methods is referred to as primitive subsistence farming. So even still, so many places it's been banned, but still in some places of India, still this primitive subsistence farming is going on. And if you can recollect class 9th lesson, forest society and colonialism history topic, we have discussed about primitive subsistence farming. Can you try to recollect and tell me what is it known as? It is called as shifting cultivation, and different areas, different names like jumming, shifting, Poda, Penda, which we will see in the next topic further. So here what happens, primitive in the sense using the primitive tools like hoe, dhow, digging sticks are being used for the purpose of agriculture. So here you can have a look at the picture. This is referred to as hoe, then hoe, dhow and digging stick. And it involves family and community labor. And this type of farming depends upon monsoon, natural fertility of the soil and suitability of the environmental conditions. No latest technology, everything natural process. And this method is known as slash and burn agriculture also. Even the name itself is suggesting slash and burn. Shifting cultivation also I have studied. People who move from one place to another place, first what they'll do, they will clear a patch of land by cutting the trees, and they will burn those trees. That's what slash in the sense, slash the trees, cut the trees, burn the trees, and in those ashes they'll mix the seeds, and and this one will be done before the monsoon season. They'll wait for the monsoon rainfall to come, then it naturally the plants will grow up. And these people will do cultivation in the land till they find the fertility of the soil is intact. Once they feel the fertility of soil is slowly reducing, then they will shift the land. They'll go in search of new fertile land, and they leave this land for a natural process to regenerate again. So this method is known as slash and burn technique. Like what they'll do, they'll clear a patch of land, and they procure food crops for their family. When the soil fertility is decreases, so they'll clear a patch of land using the method I have said, and here they will grow cereals and other food crops for their sustenance. No food is required for sustenance, so they'll grow that. So once they feel the soil fertility decreases, then they will shift. They'll clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. This type of farming allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil. The production in this type of agriculture is very low because the farmer won't use any type of fertilizer or modern inputs, use the natural processes only. So and this type of shifting cultivation has different names in different parts of the world. It is not just in India, it's been going on all over the world. It's been banned at present because due to environmental concerns. So in northeastern state it is known as Jhumming. Northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, it is known as Jhumming, whereas Manipur it is known as Pamlo, and in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh it is known as Deepa. In the Andaman Nicobar Islands and Chhattisgarh it is known as Deepa. Along with that, there are lot many other names also within India. Like in Madhya Pradesh it is known as Bewar or Dahiya, and in Andhra Pradesh it is called as Podu or Penda, and then in Orissa it is called as Poman or Bringa. Western Ghats region it is known as Kumari, and southeastern Rajasthan it is known as Valre or Valtre, and Himalayan belt it is known as Khil. Jharkhand region Kuruva, northeastern region as we all know it is known as Jhumming. So even in the world also it has different names. Like in Mexico it is called Milpa. Mexico and Central America it is known as Milpa. In Venezuela Canuco, and in Brazil it is known as Roca. Central Africa Masol, Indonesia Ladang, and Vietnam Ray. So this one might be asked for 1 mark question, so you need to prepare it. Here comes our next question for discussion. Here they have given a story of Rinja, and below a few questions are been asked, which you need to answer me during the time of discussion. Now comes second type of farming, that is intensive subsistence farming. As the name suggests, subsistence for the purpose of survival. Intensive in the sense with extreme force, extreme strength. Like many people are involved and a lot of inputs are given in the way of biochemicals, so it is called as intensive subsistence farming. As you can see here, it is labor intensive, many people are involved in this, and here they use high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation facilities. Irrigation in the sense providing water for the crops. So irrigation facilities also are available. That's what it is referred to as intensive subsistence farming, and it is practiced in the areas of high population pressure on land. Suppose if we take India, where can we find high population pressure? Most probably in the northern plains region, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal. These are the areas where we can find high population. So in these places, intensive subsistence farming going on. Okay, here you get a question. Can you name some states of India where such farming is being practiced? Then next, along with that, what is the reason for this intensive subsistence farming is right of inheritance. Right of inheritance in the sense, suppose a farmer has some 10 acres of land. Then what happens due to this inheritance, right of inheritance? Suppose if he has 2 sons. So out of 10 acres, 5 acres goes to one son and 5 acres to another son. For the next generation, it becomes as 2.5, 2.5. As the generations move on, the land holding, because of this inheritance, the division of land becoming very small, the land holding size is decreasing, leading to right of inheritance has rendered the land holding size uneconomical. Means the size is becoming low and low as the generations are moving on. So maximum output from the limited land, that is the only option available with the people. So what happens? So enormous pressure on the agriculture land. So this type of farming is known as intensive subsistence farming, where a lot of labor is involved. At the same time, biochemical inputs and irrigation facilities are being used. Now comes third type of farming known as commercial farming, mainly purely for the purpose of purely for the purpose of making cash for profit. So here people use HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, so that higher productivity can be achieved. So these people use modern inputs, higher doses of modern inputs, so that high productivity can be achieved and more profit can be achieved from this. So for example, whereas this commercial farming varies from region to region. For example, rice is a commercial crop in Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha it is a subsistence crop. Suppose, just a minute. Okay, have a look at the map here. What did the statement given? So in Orissa, rice is referred to as subsistence crop reason. This area, especially coastal area, is suitable for the growth of rice. The climatic conditions, the irrigation facilities, naturally it is suitable for the growth of rice. When it comes to Punjab and Haryana, this is Punjab, this is Haryana. These regions, due to their climatic conditions, here wheat is the natural growing crop here. Suppose if they are growing rice, they need to use HYV seeds, they need to use specially high doses of fertilizers, pesticides. They are going against the nature here. Clear? They are using all the latest modern technology, so that they can grow rice and sell in the market. So for Punjab and Haryana it becomes commercial crop, and here Orissa it is a subsistence crop. The same kind of vice versa. Suppose if you take Punjab and Haryana, what crop can be grown in Punjab and Haryana naturally based on their climatic conditions, physiographic conditions? Wheat can be grown here. So for wheat is a subsistence crop in Punjab and Haryana. When it comes to West Bengal, Orissa or Andhra Pradesh regions, here if they grow wheat, then it becomes a commercial crop. So now plantation. Plantation is also a type of commercial farming. You all know very well what is meant by plantation. We have discussed it many a times. Even in history also we got Assam plantation workers. Vast area of land, a single crop is grown, and most probably labor intensive work. Most of labors are required, and these labors are been migrated from other areas. During the colonial period, forcefully people used to be brought into the plantation, labor intensive work. Clear? So it is also a type of commercial farming. One type of crop is grown in a vast area of land. Most probably processing also should be done in the nearby areas itself. Means small scale industries should be set up in the plantation itself. So the plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. So plantation covers large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs, vast area of land and a lot of capital, money related, capital in the sense money. Lot of money involvement is required with the help of migrant laborers. All the produce used as raw material in respective industries. Industries also should be set up because immediately processing should go on. For example, as you can see here, tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana. These are referred to as plantation crops. If you look at India map, then Assam, North Bengal and Assam, the plantation crop is tea. Then Karnataka, the plantation crop is coffee. Since plantation crops grown in these states, okay. Since the production is mainly for market, a well-developed network of transport and communication connecting the plantation areas and including processing industries, markets, these all plays an important role here. Okay, pictures in for today's topic. First they have given figure 4.1. It is a picture of slash and burn methodology. Okay, slash and burn technique. And then figure 4.2 is a banana plantation in southern part of India. 4.3 bamboo plantation in northeast India. So today's topic we have covered the three types of farming, that is primitive subsistence farming, intensive subsistence farming and commercial farming. Still if you have queries you can message me. Thank you.